I'm gonna, I assume everyone's crashing.
Yeah.
I'm still pretty injured.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
That's right.
That's
Everything hurts.
oh, yeah.
So the rest of you find your respective beds, sharing those who wish, until eventually the exhaustion takes over and you all go into a long, thoughtful, till immediately passing out rest.
Oh. Before we forget, we brought souvenirs, and I start rummaging through the bag, and I get out the big globe. This
Oh
is the
yeah,
half globe
so we got this globe.
of the moon.
This is what they
That's
think
a
Perdothos
diorama.
looks. All these crystals coming out. That's what they think Perdothos.
Oh,
Yeah, so you see how there's this these columns, and there's this blue core. That's Perdothos.
that's mildly terrifying.
The
actually.
glass
That's-
is what his body was. What?
That's big.
Yeah.
That is big.
If you touch
Fair-
it,
fair
it's tingly. The glass. It's tingly.
Not that.
tingly.
Yeah. I
Not
mean,
this.
yeah.
And you do. Ah!
You can see Key is writing all this down feverishly, but then he's still distracted at the globe. So you're saying Predatus is very large?
Very large.
Of course.
Also, I got all these look at all these little ooey gooey, little fetuses in jars.
Everyone takes a step back from the central table.
I forgot about those.
Yeah.
They're totally fucking with some experimentation.
Bioengineering.
Bioengineering.
How delightful.
Look.
Okay,
Look
that's
at
a little
Gary's
inappropriate.
Get bruised.
I'm just gonna use telekinetic mage hand
Don't
and
bruise.
float them over to the table slowly.
You set it down and one of them twitches in the jar.
Oh no!
You've made it mad.
Learn that again. Get over my mom doing the fucking time stop.
Yeah.
Time stop?
Yeah, my mom did the spell right before we left the moon where everything froze.
Did you freeze or?
No, we were still moving. It was amazing.
That was pretty impressive.
And terrifying.
My mom is really cool.
You said your mother was able to...
Leather's not really my thing, although I did find this little off-the-rack bodice, which is, I feel like it's this little black bodice. New corset.
Yeah.
I'll take that, and then do you, in the cloaks, and then do you have any, dyes? Purple dye.
Oh, yes, quite. We do have quite some, all forms of dyes, all colorations of dyes, mixing and matching. We can do whatever you like for the right price.
Great. You don't just sell bottles. I can get a bottle of dye.
Oh, you just want the dye itself?
Yeah, it's just the dye. Kind of a crafter myself.
Oh, all right, I'll put that on the ledger.
In this, this black fabric. That's good. I'm good here. I need to go. They said they're not good with metal. I'll go somewhere else for that.
I'm gonna, I have kept, FCG's jacket, but, I kind of want to work on it myself.
That's good.
I don't really want to change it. I want to keep all the bits of his smell and some of the charred bits to just remember what he did.
Do you want them to pull it in, or do you want to do it all yourself?
I can do it. I'm
Very crafty.
Yeah, you're
I'm
very
very,
talented.
I can do it.
I love threading.
She's very capable.
Yeah, I'm very capable. I
Let's
might
have a
ask you for
craft
some
night.
help. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna mosey around the store and look for, something that's a little more battle ready than my hot pants that I'm wearing right now. Just based on what I think we're going into.
You don't want to go to the Arctic dressed like the Pink Ladies?
I froze my cooch off the last time we were in cold weather. I don't want to do it again.
All right, what in particular are you looking for?
Some pants, but I want some pants, but I want to get dark blue ones like FCG's jacket.
Okay.
And maybe some, do they sell shoes here? Do they sell?
They have shoes and boots.
I want to get some boots. I want to get some pants. I'm looking at Laudna's corset, and I want to get like a black corset as well.
Okay.
You know,
Yes, I love it.
a little matchy
All right.
action
I'll
there.
take both of these pairs of pants.
Laudna's is gonna get up after a minute, swipe one of the bottles of wine on the table. I'm gonna get crafting.
Yeah, me too.
All
Let's
right.
go. We gotta get
Yeah, you're going up crafting?
Yeah, kind of make my turn quicker to help it.
As I pass by, I give Imogen a little kiss. See you upstairs.
Be up in a moment.
Don't mind the mess. I'm gonna get into it.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to do.
I'm gonna sit, reach in and pull out the Odahan blade. I don't make a big deal out of it.
Which one?
We know.
Just like crafting and staring.
There's 2 blades. Which ones do you pull?
The rapier.
Oh, yeah, the rapier like one, the longer kind of saber.
Yeah. I'll be back.
Where are you going?
Outside, I'm getting some air. I'm gonna,
That blade's bigger than you. We can all see you taking Odhan's blade.
I hear as I go
What
down
was
the
the name of
stairs.
the What was the
allowed
name
to
of the
go out.
dagger?
He may actually.
As Laudna kind of gets into very much like a rhythm and kind of in like a mind palace as she builds. It seems almost like seamless. And there are times where it's almost like you can see her zone out, like she's not really on this plane of existence, or even like her eyes are unfocusing as she's continuing to build, as it's kind of coming at a like a seamless, supernatural almost expediency as she builds. At this point in time, Laudna has started to panic about the amount that still needs to get done.
Relatable.
Yes. The night before San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I still
Know that
have
well.
4 more hours of work to do on this fucking cosplay.
Room smells of spray paint.
This iron is not working.
So I
stuck to the carpet.
Yep.
I can see everybody else trying to craft in a fury, so I cast animate objects on Sashimi, as well as Sashimi's hut, the house that that Chetney made, and it gets little legs like a little Baba Yaga hut, and little arms. As well as Sashimi, and then maybe
Need a little help.
Yes. Oh, yes, in the hand. And I cast animate objects in the hand, and now we have like a handful of little like
Oh, I still have this horse that Chet made.
Oh, the horse, fine. And everyone, anything.
little hand.
The chamber pot gets legs, and everything turns into little assistants that we have helping us, and
Like a-
like directing, like it's Fantasia, and the house is patterning. And I'm like, give me the scissors. And
Tim
it
Burton's
goes
Island of
across.
Misfit Toys. Just going to work in here.
Yes.
Pat Tasha's person sort of being like,
Oh, that's pretty inspired there, love.
Oh, thank you.
you glance over and if you recall, her little fun dead rat pate that she had crafted is now moving and talking on her shoulder.
That's a neat trick. How are you making him do that?
Oh, it's a really fun thing.
Oh, okay, you can stop now.
That's just him now. This is Pate.
Hey, it's good to meet you. It's been a bit and I was sort of flopping around last time, but now I'm always here.
He's a real boy.
Oh, is it too late to back out of this now?
The vacuous darkness inside of the bird's skull just stares at you, and as you kind of focus, and you swear you can see just like the faintest little spark of purple flame deep in.
Yeah, I assume he's still horny and disgusting. Is he nice?
Yes.
That sounded like a lie. Hello, Pate. It's nice to see you again.
The hand grabs you, like latches onto your hand, and just kind of holds on it and skitters up your arm. Like,
When a cat latches on.
Oh, I just wanted to say hello.
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 This isn't so bad. I'm tickling him. I'm tickling him. I like his laugh.
He's a bit of an acquired taste.
Taste.
My turn.
And he scurries up your arm and starts just tickling over your belly.
Oh my god.
Starts gently helping your elbow.
All right.
All
You
right.
can take him back, and I'm gonna put him on it. Hopefully he shimmers,
Yes.
shimmies up.
Mm-hmm.
I can use a little bit of base help too, just to wonder. And I put the Ashton toy down. Can we get a little? I need a little homunculate.
Yes, I
Thank you.
turned the voodoo doll into a little doll, and they're all skittering around and
sewing
sashimi.
Fucker.
Upping my fly spell and flying above.
You're just like
Yeah, I'm hovering.
an
Scissors.
astronaut up in the space station, just
Sashimi like
drifting.
sewing up Fern's skirt on the back, and the hand is like just moving items and holding down leather as I cut it.
Some of you lulling off to an early, half-drunken slumber. The others probably working way too late into the night and practically running themselves into exhaustion, but just barely missing the cusp. Until eventually, morning comes calling.
Think Laudna before you continue on.
Yeah.
It's probably the last to fall asleep. She finishes her way too ambitious build. And her eye catches Odahan's sword on the back of Orum's back. She's unnerved by that. Makes her eye twitch. She hates it.
It's a dark memory, my dear.
Oh my god. Then
Shit. To keep something filled with such terrible memories so close. The wound will never heal.
why is he carrying it? It's cursed.
Maybe it's not Otohan that drove it through you. Maybe the blade drove Otohan. Wouldn't be my first foray with weapons of consciousness.
It's conscious. Do you think it could turn Orem?
I don't know.
Tell me you do.
I'd have to hold it first.
We certainly seem to be mingling with a lot of members of the Cerberus Assembly. You were one of them, right?
I was, once upon a time.
Did you know Ludinus?
I did.
What do I need to know?
He does not have friends. He surrounds himself with tools, things to be used. And the minute their use is gone, so are they.
Solidarity can be exploited. Starting to learn he doesn't have many allies.
It's funny. Few who spend their time in the assembly ever do.
Must be exhausting having a life filled with fair weather friends.
Maybe. But it's certainly a path to get things done if you're smart enough.
You should help me more. We made a deal.
You should give me more, and I'll help you.
I creep towards the blade on Orm's back. How asleep is he?
I'm mean, he seems asleep. He's been asleep for a few hours.
He's been asleep for a few hours.
Yeah. You do know that he is pretty
Perceptive.
perceptive and aware of things.
Just gotta be 15. Just
I think I gotta be.
just gotta be a 15.
I don't pry the blade from his back. Is it still enwrapped in the vines on his back? Is he like?
The vines are what hold it to his back.
A vine hilt that I tear every time I remove a blade. It's way
And I'm still crafting right. So everyone kind of like, once again, room party vibes. There's kind of still activity going.
Well, you said at this point when everyone else is
You were the last.
Everyone is
Yeah.
asleep, but I'm still doing last minute stuff.
Yeah, you're of
when
everyone
you, like,
here, you're the one who
last one
needs
after the
sleep the
slumber
least.
The last one
in
after the slumber
general.
party,
Yeah.
like there's still
There's just all your little little things helping
little
out and
noise,
together. Yeah.
little like, you know, yeah. Last one's like, shut up. I don't pry it, but I do like a little. I just kind of run my finger along the blade. Yes.
You run your finger along.
For anyone who would probably be seeing this, not that anyone is, it probably looks fucking insane.
Yeah, you were like
over his body. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a spider
Caressing
over
the
a
blade.
fly that
Yeah.
it's bound in its web.
Little fly.
So the blade is covered by the vines, but there are parts of the hilt that you can touch freely. As you run your finger over it, where your finger runs along it, you see this faint trail of purple, like a blade that had been heated, but it's a purple hue instead of an orange, and it just fades slowly after. It hums with power, with history, with lives lost and blood spilled. This blade was made long before Odahan wielded it.
Tell me. Is it sentient?
You have to wield it for me to know.
Try and grip it a little stronger without removing it.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check. 16. With advantage.
With what?
I'll say. Actually, no. You'd be sleeping, so you're disadvantaged, so it's half your
What am I
passive
making?
perception.
And for Fern, you just used half of my passive
That's what I'm
perception.
saying. Yeah, so for half your passive perception.
Which is 33.
No, half your passive
I know. The full is 33.
Yeah, sorry. So
half.
33 halved to 16, right?
16 and a half.
His passive is 33.
Right?
So if you want to roll a sleight of hand check,
Okay, I just had to make
you just have to.
just had to double
right?
check his.
I need to roll a 10.
My passive perception is 11.
You got a plus 6. That's a very high
I know, yeah, that's relatively.
Mine too.
That's great.
You can roll higher than a 10.
I'll roll higher than a 10.
You could do it.
Yeah.
Just wondering if I can
You
stack
got
the
this.
deck even more in my favor. His perception. Here's what I'm gonna do
Okay.
before I do
What am I
this.
gonna do?
Nothing beats like a good solid night's sleep with some blackout curtains. I'm gonna cast darkness on the room. Magical darkness.
The room fills to complete umbra.
And see through it. Does
You
that
are the
help my
only one.
odds?
This is a touch-based perception. It is attached to his back. So this is whether or not you could try and grasp the blade and manipulate it without him feeling it. So the darkness doesn't aid that, but it might aid should anything ensue afterward.
Do it.
It has to be physical. Can't be like mage hand.
I mean, you can try and mage hand it, but you then have to wield it after.
And when you say wield, I've got to remove it from his person.
Right, and hold it in your hand. It would be the equivalent how you have to spend an hour to sit with an item to attune with it or understand it truly. Not that long, but the same kind of like you have to have the weapon to
And it's
understand
entwined with these vines.
The vines have built a sheath around it, and I imagine like wrapped over the hilt
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
not slide outable. It's like break glass in an emergency kind of thing. So
Yeah,
it's
like it'll
all
snap the vines to
spidered
pull it
over
free.
the hilt and all down the blade.
That's prune.
Now, mind you,
The pommel.
if the vines are withered.
So you don't steal my
I know, I
idea.
know, I knew where you were going. I knew where you were going. I knew exactly where you were going.
I
You cannot wield.
take like my spindly hands in the back of my fingers, and I just run it almost like an X-Acto knife, like the sharpest blade, down the vines and cast Wither and Bloom on the vines.
That's fucking cool.
The first thing that catches your attention, Orim, is the feeling of air being pulled from your lungs and this like burning sensation along your back and shoulders. You come to consciousness to blindness. What do?
Am I damaged?
You take 5 points of necrotic damage.
I should fucking blighted those damn fucking blades.
So I'm feeling both dark, strange pain.
Correct. And then you come to consciousness and kind of shoot awake and see nothing.
Do I feel the weight of a body of a large spider-like woman pressing on me?
There's no pressing on you.
I wasn't touching
no.
you.
And of course, you see him shoot awake.
Then I would spin up onto my legs as I pulled Seedling out, and I would do a full circle with the blade.
Gauge the sound of kind of movement and skittering at an angle upward.
Are we awake?
The rest of you are starting to come to consciousness,
I mage hand the sword.
and you pull it towards you. You have it in your grasp.
Oh my god. I say in my head, tell me.
Yes. It must be destroyed. Can I?
This will protect Orim.
I think that's 6 seconds. By now, I would attack again.
Yeah, go for it. Grabbing your equipment and getting out of bed, you kind of looking around. Orim, you're getting ready to do your next strike. And you look up and you see up in the corner, crouched, climbing across the ceiling, skittering, Laudna, eyes wide and black. You see her clutching in her hand, Ishta.
I have seen her look hungry over enemies before, and I will switch to bonus action, and from Seedling send out a grasping vine to Ishta to pull it back to me.
Okay. So.
Who's the bitch?
Okay. So.
But we're friends.
Buddy!
We've been crafting.
Surge. Kick off the wall towards the blade. Grasp it, yank it out, pick up and roll and hold it, aimed at Laudna. Just breathing hard. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I got my sword back.
Okay. So.
You want to tell me what the fuck is going on?
You're not safe.
I don't feel very safe.
That sword will corrupt you. Just like it corrupted Uran.
Excuse me? Get involved, anybody, at any time.
I'm trying.
Laudna, what makes you think that?
I sensed it.
You sensed it?
It's an evil presence.
You sensed it, or
I sensed it.
Well then, Orim, put the sword down.
why are you attacking her?
Why are you holding it? The audacity of you walking into this room, holding that blade, wielding that blade. It should be cast into the depths of the Lucidian Ocean. You want to wield it.
I'm gonna need a little more clarification than that, Laudna.
What more clarification do you need? I am telling you, it is a cursed sword. You saw your husband speared upon it. You saw me speared upon it. And you think wielding it is the correct choice to make.
I think putting it through the gut of the man who caused every single thing you just cited happen makes sense to me.
Why do you need it? You have seedling. You're perfectly well equipped.
You're right.
Why do you want it?
It vines back on my back. Why do I need the help of some dark force?
This is starting to feel a little hurtful. Can we just take a minute here, please?
Orm, if Laudna says that it's a corrupted sword, maybe it's not safe to carry it.
I can be convinced,
Let's have somebody look at it.
but I need convincing.
Somebody that can identify it. Maybe Essek can do it. Maybe we can go back to Pumont.
And you know what's not very convincing? Is being attacked in the middle of the night.
I didn't attack you.
Pulls down his shirt, and there is a black bruise from the spell that she cast on him.
It was a mere incidental. I was trying to remove it from your sheath.
Did you attack him?
No, I attacked his sheath.
He's wearing
You
his
missed.
sheath.
I was withering the vines to remove it. Trust me. I was trying to remove it from the vines.
I'm going to gently walk over to Laudna. I'm going to gently put my hands on your shoulders, and I'm going to lean into your ear. Start with "I'm sorry." And I let go. And I stand just to the side, but in front of you, and I let my eyes go off of you. I'm just going to be taking clearly a defensive stance for you from him. But I just wanted to put that in your ear. Start with "I'm sorry."
You want me to apologize?
For hurting him. Nothing more. Nothing else. Everything else is on the table.
I'm fine to be wrong, but let's just talk about it. Let's let that be the opening gambit.
I didn't mean to hurt you. That's the truth. That is the truth. But I find it to be quite a mockery and a slap in the face that you walk in with it on your back without any consultation with the rest of us.
May I?
Maybe you can give me the sword.
FCG taught me how to identify so I can.
You know how to do it?
Yeah, I do.
That's great. You'd be able to tell.
Please do.
I will place it on a table in the room next to Fern.
You want me to do this?
Of course.
Laudna?
I don't need to be right. I need us to be able to work together.
I'm just gonna go stand next to Laudna. Kind of behind her just a little bit.
Sort of like lean into Imogen for contact and support.
I'll hold her
I stay to the other side.
shoulder. I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts on Laudna.
I sense that, correct? Or I sense
Not
that?
yet.
No,
Not yet? Until she
no.
pushes?
Do you want to share with Imogen the quick and dirty surface thoughts that are on Laudna's mind?
Yeah. Laudna feels 100% justified.
This seems a little out of character, Laudna. You know, you can always talk to us. You don't have to do things in secret.
Time felt of the essence.
Do I sense anything? Can I insight check?
Sure, make an insight check.
Do I get it at advantage because I detected thoughts?
In this instance, what are you trying to read for? Then no.
Okay. 21.
It just got real.
This
Chad's
whisper
just out.
brought to you by friends.
Nothing like the sleep of Vino.
Are you asleep this whole time?
I like this whole thing. You just keep hearing like sleep apnea happening in the corner.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
In your head, you hear, was this all you, Laudna?
I acted on my own volition. I take responsibility.
Okay.
Fern, what are you doing?
All right, I'm gonna walk over the table. I don't want to touch this sword. I never wanted to touch this sword. I hate this sword. But I'm gonna pick it up. And run out of the room!
The window.
I'm just gonna gingerly pick it up and just kind of look at Orem and Laudna.
An orb? Yeah. By accident, but yeah, I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
I legitimately didn't mean to. Should have fucking cast Blight. It's more direct.
Blight would have done it.
Blight would have done it.
It's all good. But now it's interesting.
That fucking wizard sphere.
Yeah, I'll just pick it up. I'm gonna look at Imogen. And cast Identify.
Okay, you're casting it. Is that one spell you took with your
Rogue.
rogue? Yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah. Okay.
Oh man.
Indeed, this is Ishta, the Summit Blade, a legendary saber. You can feel within it a long history of death at its edge. It is a bloody blade. The very edge of its darkened metal itself is almost stained a rusty red. You're uncertain if that's by design or if it's just kind of clung onto the generations and generations of life it's cleaved down. It's a dark blade.
Can I tell from that if it feels like there's a sentience to it?
You don't sense any, like, sentience from the blade. You just sense the history.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of information that wouldn't show up too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that might be somebody else.
Chet sleepwalks to the middle of the room and uses grim psychometry.
Did you sleep through all this?
Oh man, the tense moments punctuated by.
Well, this.
A little feather face.
I mean, this blade feels very dark. I can't tell if there's any. This is a history of taking a lot of lives. It's very sad. I don't know what else to say.
I'd be curious what Chet had to say about it. I would think that.
I'm gonna go over to Chet.
Yeah, you wake him up. He'll prefer
Kick him with
that.
my hoof. Hey, wake up!
Who kicked me?
Me! Wake up.
What time is it?
It's not time to get up yet.
Are we
Just
leaving?
for a minute. No. There's a little bit of a problem, a little bit of an issue. Can you look at this?
Use that thing you have. Use that thing you have, Chet.
The thing where, like, you see geometry and stuff?
18.
Clearly.
You grasp the blade in your hand, and you see flashes of sparks of the hammer shaping it. You see the one finishing its blade edge with a whetstone, meticulously crafting it. They hold up the blade to inspect it and smile as they're run through, and the person behind them grasps it, the one who asked to be made. You then see flashes. 1, 2, 3, 10, 20, 50. Life after life after life being cut down. Soldiers of different historical armors, every facial expression, that moment of facing one's mortality before their life's thread of fate cut thin. Splashes of blood. You see different hands grasping it, hearing laughter and joyous bloodlust. You see now gauntleted hands holding it, stoic warriors in large-scale wars just tearing through line after line of warriors. You now see the hand of a black leather-wrapped assassin leaping from rooftop to rooftop, cutting the throats of mothers, of children. You see now another point in time, you see someone walking into a throne room. You see an audience with someone of importance. Their get-up and aesthetic, feeling wealthy, a guild head or possible royalty. And within a flash, the blade is through their throat, the sound of their head smacking wetly on the floor next to you. You feel hundreds of lives lost in a matter of seconds. And as those flashes continue through, it begins to slow down, and you feel people wandering through hallways. You see the edge of Zephyra. You see Zephyr's soldiers being cut down left and right. You see the blade sinking itself into Keyleth, but her blasting back. You see the blade carving through Fern, through Orem, through Laudna. You see the blade carving through all of you. And you. You live in a matter of seconds the dozens of lives that were ended by this. And you come back to consciousness. A murderous history. Long. That's it.
Next time you're doing that in the fucking bathtub.
That's so funny.
Put on the bloody bib. That'll make you feel better.
I'm gonna put it
Wait,
back down.
no, Chet. Wait,
Kick him again. Yes. Stay up.
What?
What?
That was horrible. That was the longest one yet. I'm getting so much better at it. I guess my power's
What
growing.
did you? Don't you close your eyes.
What?
What'd you see?
That blade is just death. All it's ever known is death and pain and suffering and so many lives, indiscriminate. We all fell to it. Keyleth. It's horrible. But there's no, what'd you call it? Sentient?
I wasn't lying.
I just didn't know if it had like a life.
It's cursed.
It might be cursed. It's certainly really good at what it does. And fucking hell, that was a... Everybody got crackers?
I still got some steamed vegetables from
Some steamed broccoli. It'll be real good.
Yeah. No?
A little okra.
I'm not sleeping. I'm just listening.
Well,
Well, it certainly caused quite a rift already in the group. So, I don't know.
Well, now that I'm awake, what's the rift?
Oh, Laudna tried to steal it from Orem because she said it's cursed and needs to be taken away. And it's a terrible fucking blade. And Orem was wearing it.
I get why.
And I guess you attacked him in his sleep.
I didn't mean to hurt him.
Accidentally.
It was dark.
But you
It
think
was very dark, Laudna.
I was careless.
Yeah, I woke up, I couldn't even see anything. It was like when you close your eyes and then you open them, and it's like the same thing.
I used Mage Hand to crack the window.
Check. You got an apron that never stops bleeding blood. Lana, I don't even really need to touch on the weight that you carry. I've already made a deal with Fern's grandmother to help us do the things that we have to do.
Then give it to me. Let me take it in and destroy it. I was felled by this blade.
So was I.
I walk over and fucking close the drafty ass window.
What do you mean, take it in?
What do you mean take it in and destroy it? You mean use the harness?
You can do incredible things. All of you can. And it was only a handful of hours ago that we were talking about how impossible
Why do you need it?
it will be to handle Ludinus. I don't have.
Whether it's in your hands or in my body, what does it matter? We're both fighting Ludinus. If I take it in, it's destroyed.
With the harness.
Yes. It ends the cycle.
Well, anyone could take it in with the harness.
I mean, it sounds like semantics to me, Laudna. You
It
can
ends
carry it in energy,
the
or I can
cycle
carry it
of
in
the
my hand.
blade. Let me take it in. Why do you care so much?
Does anyone want to tell her why I care so much?
You wield a blade gifted by the voice of the Tempest. And you want this wretched thing? It should be destroyed. Its energy repurposed.
Blades for my family, first. Second, I'm not giving up the blade that my family gave me. I'm saving the other one. him. I'm 3 feet tall. I'm quick. That's what I got, Laudna. Push-ups. Practice. That's what I got.
I open my blouse and show the wounds that Oram left on me. I left a bruise. You left these gashes. Do you want to have this debate?
I woke up in the middle of the night in darkness being poisoned.
I already apologized for that. I open the window.
I'm sorry I hurt you. I was acting on instinct.
As was I.
I think quietly Imogen tell Ferns to stand by the window.
I'll say that to you in your head.
Just walk over your window. Okay?
My life is not about revenge. It is about making sure that we finish this.
I open the door.
If I do it, or if you do it. I don't love what you did, Laudna.
I don't love what you did. So we're even.
Is that the sword on the table?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold Laudna's hand.
I grip her hand.
I think you should keep it. It's just a thing. I'm so tired of things having control over us. You two are friends. It was his to possess, and you tried to steal it from him.
It was not his to possess.
It is just a thing. Its history doesn't shape us. Our actions do. And your actions tell me that you do not have enough trust in your friends.
You do not know what you speak.
I do not.
You didn't watch him.
He didn't watch Odahan cut down Laudna, or Chet, or Oram, or Fern with that blade.
How would it have mattered if she cut him down with a hand axe or a stick from the street? It was not the thing that did the action, it was the person. It does not matter.
I mage hands the sword.
I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna try to pull it away from you.
What do you do?
You know, Dorian, you're right.
You tell me. This is half not me.
No.
You tell me, Delilah. This warlock shit is hard.
Here. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this.
That's interesting.
Drop it. Drop it.
Stop biting.
Leave it.
I've used this pate die.
Come on.
18.
18. You feel the presence of Delilah's want pushing through you. That hunger, that drive just pushing to your fingertips.
Laudna,
But she does not have control. The choice is yours.
let it go.
Why?
Because I don't think it's you that wants this.
You shouldn't be allowed to have it. We're supposed to walk around following Aurum with this blade in our vision. A constant reminder of the pain that we've all suffered from it. Why not destroy it?
I don't love it any more than you do. But I think Dorian's right. It wasn't the sword. It was Odahan.
It's a symbol.
I don't understand why you want to take this sword and absorb it if it's so cursed. Why do you want it to be a part of you?
I release my grip.
Onto the table.
Can I make a suggestion? If you look over, just spinning in my fingers is Scream Needle. It's no sword. But maybe it's a half measure? Orm keeps the sword, though. I agree, it's his to do with as he chooses. Laudna. He's lost more than we have. And I trust him. But I also trust you.
Thank you. But do not ever speak to me about loss again. And I leave.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow, because I've lost her before in this exact situation.
Where are you off to, Laudna?
I saw a spider climb on.
Mm-hmm.
I go out the fucking window.
Oh, she exits the window.
Yeah, why would you use a door when you can use a window?
Fern, just so you're aware, Laudna skitters across the ground, up through and out the window.
Can I try to close the window and stop her?
Sure. You know what? Both of you roll initiative real fast. Just the two of you.
Oh my god!
I love this shit. So tasty.
Roll initiative, you said?
Yes, add your initiative modifier.
13.
21.
You go to grab the window, and as you do, she skitters out.
I'm gonna cast fly and follow her out.
All right. You're like, shit, and then Imogen follows after. You skitter up the
close the
side of the
window
building.
Shit.
The moonlight coming down, you scamper up to the rooftop.
Oh, is her dagger? That's right. Okay.
You climb up to the top of the Lodge of the Eclipse. Here, the light of Katha is still kind of coasting down here in the moonlight. You stand on top and you hold in your hand Scream Needle, the other blade that carved its way through you and your friends.
Form of dread.
Describe to me how your form of dread operates.
It's just Delilah.
You fly up. As you float above, you look down where Laudna stands up. You see the high collar emerge. You see the pointed shoulders and the dress fall to the ground as energy kind of just, dark tendrils kind of swirl off across the ground. As for a moment, you swear you just see Delilah standing there with the dagger in her hand. Just floating above and looking at her from behind.
Take the dagger, I spin it, insert it into my chest.
The blade strikes in, and as it does, do you pursue? Do you just stay there? What do you do?
I watch it happen.
You watch it happen. As she kind of turns around towards you, the blade in the chest, you do see Laudna's face within, clutching the blade there, and where it hits.
The glimpses when you get of Laudna's faces. Profound sadness.
From where the wound of this blade is, you see this purple light kind of like a pulse. A second time. And now when it emerges, you see tendrils of deep purple energy rise out of the wound and grasp the blade. And you watch as it pulls itself into Laudna's torso. Where it vanishes, you see that remaining kind of somewhat twisting tether of purplish energy, like tiny fingers trying to grasp and move. And as it draws in, you hear an exhale that is not Laudna's.
Can I float down
Mm-hmm.
and stand in front of her?
Mm.
What do I see? Do I still see Delilah's face, or do I see Laudna's face?
You see Laudna's face up close. It's still Laudna. You see her hair. You see her dress.
I thought it was gonna be shenanigans.
I'll stab myself later.
Best Family Ties episode ever.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Where you see Laudna, the shadows of her blouse, of her outfit, drift into the outline of Delilah. The collar is still somewhat translucent, but it is present. You see almost like a shadow cast across her body that takes form around her. Like she's in a Laudna, or in a Delilah cage.
Can I reach out and put my hands on either side of your face?
Why what?
Why'd you give her more power?
It must be done. For you. For us. The fate of the world. What else do I have to give? Except for myself.
You didn't have to do this. We fought so hard. I love you.
I love you.
The collar folds away.
I love you. What makes you think that might have changed? I love you.
The shadows withdraw.
Why are you looking at me like that?
She holds more power than you led us to believe.
I didn't lie to you. I've never lied to you. I've never lied to you. I love you. Do you still love me?
I'll always love you, Laudna. I just don't know what to do with it.
I've always been a lot.
That's scary.
Mm-hmm. Still more fun than scary, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
I'm just gonna hug you and hold the back of your head.
I just bury my face into her hair.
Here on the darkened rooftop, under the white, pale light of Catha, on the eve before you leave into the unknown frozen waste to the north.
I didn't mean it.
I know.
You hold each other. In pain, in love, in concern. That's where I end tonight's episode.
Oh.
In the middle of the night, while everyone was asleep, Laudna, seeing the very blade that had speared her and many friends on the back of Orem, attempted to take it while he rested. However, he awoke, and a scuffle began to ensue, fighting over control of this blade and arguing amongst what should be done with it. When the rest of the team had awoken, and the argument had not resolved, Imogen Laudna escaped out the window to the rooftop, where it seems there is still quite a bit of tension about what has transpired and what is going on between this group of friends. Here as Laudna and Imogen hold each other, trying to understand what is to come. We return to the two of you.
I'm holding her. I'm just kind of staring off into the distance. What are you gonna do about Orem?
What am I supposed to do?
I don't know. Was it you who took the sword, or was it her?
I don't know how much good it's going to be going forward, trying to distinguish between the two of us.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know.
So it was you.
I knew what I was doing, yes.
Okay. Did you take it because you thought it was wrong that he was carrying it, or did you take it because you wanted to have that power?
She told me it was bad. It was a bad sword. It made me uncomfortable walking over and seeing it on his back. And he came in with it, and then it just... I thought I was doing the right thing.
You know, Delilah lies. Right. You know she's not out for your best interest, right?
How am I supposed to remove the voice in my head?
I don't know. I thought she was gone. And now she's stronger than she ever was. I think if you want to get rid of her, you have to stop feeding her. But that's a choice, Laudna. If that's not what you choose,
I thought we were all in agreement. That we were going to do whatever it takes to defeat lewdness.
we said that. Yeah. We said that.
Imogen, I've already told you. I'm a dead end. This goal that we have to go stop him, stop this business with Ruidus. That is my purpose. That is our purpose. Once that's done, I just can't help but feel like I have to throw everything I have, including myself, into this. Even if it means the end of me. Which, honestly, maybe it should. Maybe it should.
Don't say that.
I'm trying to look at Delilah as a tool to use. And then discard when it's done.
I'm afraid she looks at you the same way.
And perhaps that means we're aligned.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to hurt anyone.
I know.
I didn't.
I know. I believe you.
You keep saying that I lie, that you think I'm lying, but I'm not lying. I'm speaking my truth, even if it's possibly.
Laudna, I think she's lying.
But I'm not.
I don't know if you know the difference right now. But I do know that we won't be able to fight anyone if we're not right with each other. All of us.
I'm not lying.
believe you. All right. Do you want to go back down there? Or stay out for the night? Either way, we need to make peace.
No, I don't like people being mad at me.
I know.
Most of all, you. I hate upsetting you. And I'm terrified it's going to keep happening.
I don't know. I don't know where tomorrow's gonna take us. Or the next day. I don't know. Where this will all lead, Laudna. I don't believe you're a dead end, but ultimately that's up to you. You're powerful without her. Sometimes I think you might be stronger without her. She certainly would never let you think that, though. There's a reason she chose you. You know that, right?
I don't think I do.
You're special. You always say that to everyone else. You're so much more than her.
I can't make you promises, Imogen. That I'm going to be able to resist her or pull away from her or not. I feel like I've done that before. I've tried to tell you that I can. And maybe that's what comes across as a lie. Might as well just call it out front. We're so far down this path. Just as Orm wishes to wield that sword, I wish to wield Delilah.
I understand.
You're upset with me.
No, I'm not.
You once told me that you hate the idea of her watching you, watching us.
Mm-hmm.
Guessing that hasn't changed.
No, it hasn't. I'm gonna miss our little cottage, though.
Mm-hmm.
Should we head back down?
Mm-hmm. You go first. I'll be there in a moment.
What? Kiss her hand. And head down.
While this conversation's happening, the rest of you just watch the two of them emerge out the window.
Should one of us go after them? Are they okay to be by themselves, or?
I think they're okay.
And if they're not okay, you'll just get in the way. Best to let them sort it.
Let them sort it out. All right.
Orem, you all right?
Yeah. A little muddled.
Are you hurt?
A little. I think I might have hurt her worse than she hurt me, but I'm more shook than anything.
I feel like that's the first time in a while we've seen her not be in control.
It's the first time in a while you've seen her not in control.
Fair.
I know things have been hard since Cecilia. Hard on her. Hard on all of us, but for sure hard on her.
What are you gonna say?
Oh, I just. No!
No!
I've never seen her out of control. What was that?
How do we,
Just a book jacket.
You know that weird little voice in your head that sometimes tells you to fuck your entire life up, hurt everybody you know, and just toss everything out of the window? Just every now and then you get that weird little voice.
Sure.
Hers is actually a person. She is
Haunted.
Oh.
by something that wants to hurt her and hurt us, and is very convincing.
But are we sure that Imogen is all right with her?
I mean, I think so. They love each other. I don't think anyone's looking out for Imogen more than anyone in the world, but
Sorry, I mean to interrupt you, Chetty. They what?
they've...
Oh, it's been a while.
Oh!
They love each other?
Oh! Shit! We should do a whole level set.
No, they love each other. Well, no, you explained what was going on with the war and all of that, but Imogen and
So
Laudna?
much has happened. Yes.
Well, I know I shouldn't be happy right
No,
now, but
no,
that just
I know.
seems like a
It's
good
really-
thing. Now I understand why they went together to talk it out.
Yes.
I thought we should all be out there helping rein her in, but it's up to lovers.
It's a thing.
I get it. I get it.
Progression. They're in love. Fern and I had a threesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're okay.
It seems to flare up every once in a while. There seems to be a desire for power from this entity inside of Laudna, and I thought she had it under control, but Isilra was different, and it's been a minute since we've seen that lapse.
When we were split up, and we traveled for a while with someone that we only realized at the last second was part of the Ruby Vanguard. And this guy tried to kill us. And
we all got a little...
Well, he would have tried to. He tried to kill us twice. And I believe he would have tried a third time. So Laudna did what all three of us were prepared to do. And once it started, you could see her sliding.
Friend is different than a monster or rogue on the road. I understand.
And he knew how to cut. He knew what to say. He had seen us, and he cut deep.
The choice was right, but the consequences were steep.
I think what Laudna doesn't understand is that she's powerful without her. I think she thinks she needs her.
Is that it?
I don't know. What do you think?
That was almost somebody entirely different. I wouldn't know if she has a choice. Does she?
I think, and I say this with some love, I think what you don't understand is what it is to know that you're the villain and that every moment is just a choice not to be. And I think she knows she's the villain. And I have come to terms that perhaps it is it's a noble endeavor to try not to be the villain if you know that that's your base instinct and you're going to slip, but that there is strength in it, and I don't think she knows that yet. And we've got to bring her back from that edge, and we have to make sure that gotta make sure she still trusts us, even if we don't. Yeah.
Dorian seems as if he's like gonna address the group, but as he does, he just locks eyes with Orem and says, "Can she be trusted?"
Of course she can. Of course she can.
It's about this moment that you realize at the edge of the window, Imogen's kind of hovering just at the opening and might have been there for a moment listening.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
girl.
You okay?
No.
She okay?
No.
Okay.
No, it's no bigs in here.
I was working on a new song.
Yeah, I'll chill.
Can she be trusted? Can she be trusted? We're gonna do a 4-part harmony.
Yeah.
I liked your first pass better.
She okay?
I mean, fuck. I saw Delilah come out of her, y'all. That was something. It was like I wasn't even looking at Laudna for a second.
Oh boy. What are we talking about? Elaborate.
She took the dagger. She absorbed it into herself, and Laudna disappeared for a minute, and Delilah emerged. And I think Laudna's intentionally making Delilah stronger because she thinks, we need all the help we can get.
Oh, that kind of help?
I don't know what Delilah's ultimate end goal is, but I don't think it involves Laudna having free will.
You think this Delilah person's capable of...
I don't know, I thought we killed her. But
we did.
She survived as a spark, I guess.
Oh, fuck.
And now the flame has grown. Again.
I mean, I know Laura's talking about reaching across the aisle to friends and enemies alike in a joint effort, but
yeah.
Free will. That's a hard bridge to uncross.
It's my fault. I mean, Laudna and I talked about it. We talked about it. We would embrace the power that we needed to in order to make things happen. And she just did it, And I didn't give in to Predathos, and I could have, and
Maybe I should have, and then she wouldn't be alone right now.
No.
Yeah, what? How would that help her?
I don't know. Or you just wouldn't make me so judgy.
I think Berdathos would have pulled you away from her and all of us.
What makes you think she's alone?
She's not alone.
This is about resistance. It's not about giving in. She has to fight it. You had to fight it. We have to fight this. That's the plight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go peek my head out the window and
I just want her to want to fight it.
Laudna?
As we come to you, alone on the roof for a minute, what have you been doing, Laudna?
Nothing. Crying. Processing. Trying to pull myself together and think of what to say for the rest.
In that
Knowing
moment,
I have to apologize.
in that distant stare, just kind of locked in place, you can see the faint movement of torchlight around the city streets below. No one can really understand what we've been through. And that's when you hear Fern call your name.
Are you still up there?
Yes, I'm coming. How loud was she?
Loud enough that you heard her from about 20 feet away. Oh. My apologies.
How loud that you forced that bit?
You heard her.
Like a whisper in your ear. Watch her kind of skitter off the top of the...
No, you don't have to do it like that. You
just
just
gonna
fucking
put
use
my
your
hand
hands. Normal ass person.
Fern reaches her hand out towards you.
Can you come back inside, please?
Are you all right? I didn't hurt you too terribly, did I?
I think I can see a few ribs.
Oh.
Oh wow, new ones.
Oh wow, it's spraying.
Is it bad?
I've seen worse.
We should talk this out.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We don't have to say anything. You don't. I didn't mean it. I really didn't mean it. I'm sorry.
Orem walks up and stands right in front of you with his 3 feet 3 inches. And I'm looking straight across, but he's looking up.
Normally I avert my gaze by looking down, but he's under me.
I'm awake now, more awake. And I've been thinking about it. And Dorian is right. It is just a thing. Please let me just say my piece and you can say anything you want in return.
You don't owe me anything.
I'll say my piece. And then I need everybody's help. When I look at that sword, does he kill me? Yes. If and when we find ourselves in front of lewdness, would it be useful? yes. But Laudna, the truth is, more important than this sword being at my side is you. Is you.
You still want me by your side.
I thought you'd understand. You've carried something so dark for so long. I thought you'd understand me taking it up, but...
No, I do.
But it doesn't matter what I thought. It only matters what I believe. You know, all of us have doubted ourselves. We've even doubted each other a little bit. Doubted the gods. But I believe in you. And if anything, what just happened kind of brought me back to myself a little bit. I don't want to second guess if you're okay next to me when we're out there. I want you to trust me. And I'll make it a lot farther with you than with this sword, so I don't want to...
No.
I'm not taking it, and no one in this room will change my mind.
It's not what I wanted.
So when I said I wanted you guys to help me, is I want to do something with this. I rip it off of my back and turn away from you and rest it on the floor in the middle of everybody. I won't pick it up again. I'm betting on you. You. Not Briarwood, you.
You all have to be comfortable, though, with knowing whether I like it or not, and for 30 plus years, I have not. She's along for the ride.
So are you. You survived a long time. You deserve your place in history. As much or more. I don't know what that woman has done for Exandria, but I know what you have. It's a lot.
What about the rest of you? I understand if you don't feel comfortable with me around. I told Imogen I don't want it to seem like I'm lying. I don't want to lie. So the only way that I know to not do that is to just make sure that you all are aware that sometimes I don't know what's real or not. That's the truth. I'd like to think my intentions are pure. But I feel often those with the purest of intentions are often misguided and weaponized the most for those who wish ill will.
So, that's the truth.
Okay. I mean, look, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite. I turn into a giant fucking wolf every once in a while. Sometimes, a little out of control.
Yeah.
When it was my turn to attempt to absorb a piece of shit, ill-advised, and everyone wanted to fucking kill me because I betrayed their trust. And the closest thing to a real family I had ever spent, I will say, significant more time giving me shit. You forgave me. Asked. You did something no one had ever done to me. And you gave me love, I think. You're not the first person I've ever had in my life who had problems. And that doll made me feel like maybe, I don't know, you were... Sometimes I think of you as like big sister. And I will never not stand in front of you to keep things away. I will always step in front. You.
You know what's real? Her. That guy. We're real.
I do have one concern.
I was just gonna...
I'm just concerned for Dorian.
Me? Why me?
You sweet lad. I just hope he can trust in the same way that we do, right, Dorian?
Oh, sure, Chad. I used to think that it was all about good and evil, and now I'm not so certain. Now I'm not so certain there's either. All I know is that we have to make do with the best that we have, and this is the best that I have. You deserve to be well, and we'll take care of you. I think. Not so good at this. And I have my little mandolin in my hand, and I just kind of, with one hand, sort of hit our harmonic chord, put my hand on her shoulder, and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds. Yeah. Not that it matters.
It does.
It matters.
19.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Worthless.
He was bleeding all over the floor. Oops, I just did 19 damage.
Too real.
Roll cord! How dare! I think there's one rule, though. Same that applies to me. If you start getting weird again, we might have to fuck you up a little bit. Knock you back into, you. Hopefully it won't happen too often, and maybe we just keep a closer eye when items of increased arcane or, powerful magnitude are nearby.
I'm genuinely looking forward to having to knock you out one day. Like, it's actually...
Listen, I got it under control. I haven't been off the wagon in weeks.
Sure.
Months.
Clock's ticking.
Oh, you were taking time bomb, Dorian.
Oh, I've got so many issues.
Look, we're playing to win. Right?
Dangerous game.
Orin. You gave me that nod of approval. Before I snuffed out Bordeaux's life.
It had to be done.
Will that still hold if it's against any other baddie?
How do you mean?
Using the tools at my disposal. It's never meant to be directed at anyone here. I'm sorry.
She chose you because you have power, Laudna.
It's like you could hear me. I said the same thing to her.
I wasn't listening to your roleplay.
What? 33 perception. Matt Murdock.
I can't remember 7 seconds ago. My hands are numb right now.
Who are you people? Laudna, do me a favor. Hold out your hands and close your eyes.
Oh God, not
Yeah, don't trust him, actually.
We're just talking about trust and ownership and like.
All right. Yes.
I trust him,
We did a whole
As
trust
soon
game.
as she closes her
Please
eyes.
don't put your dick in my hand.
As soon as she closes her eyes, I just break for the middle of the room. I grab the sword. I put it in the bag of holding.
Oh.
Okay.
I walk over.
Oh.
Did that fucking hurt your finger? See? All better.
If you want to feel a little better too, this is just an offer. And I'll admit I'm curious. Not every night, but some nights, and I pull out the pipe. And I put this pipe in the center of the room. Sometimes when I don't want to feel like shit, I have a smoke, and it materializes the best thing I ever did. The most heroic act, the kindest act I ever performed. That's what it does.
Where'd you get that by? Oh, from the tree.
I've had it for a while.
From the tree?
No, I let the tree smoke it. Yeah. That's
What the
not
fuck
you saw
have
it.
we been hitting that pipe for?
Wait, what?
God, we're terrible at this.
I know mine, and it has not changed yet. But if you want to see yourself in some good light, if you want to be seen just for a moment in a good light that has no real judgment, it's there. Even if mine is still decades old, I find comfort in it. And if you don't want to, you don't have to.
I'm afraid of what I might see.
Yeah, I was too. I was afraid I wouldn't see anything. Keep it, if you want.
All right. Maybe later.
I may ask for it back if I'm feeling like shit.
You know, my brother and I, when we were younger, used to have these knockdown, drag-out brawls. No weapons, just an older brother and a younger brother beating the shit out of each other in the field. And we would come home to my parents bloodied and bruised and sweating and crying, hurt feelings. And every day after, we would play harder than we'd ever played before. The best games, the biggest imaginary adventures. And I cannot help but feel those same feelings right now. These are the moments that bring us together. Thank you for letting me be a part of that.
We've certainly seen each other at our worsts. And our bests.
No bullshit.
What would you like us to do, Laudna? How can we best be there for you?
This is already so much. You already are, all of you. Not in a million years did I think anyone would go and rescue me from whatever void Delilah had trapped me in after Odahan killed me. I've already done so much.
do the same for us. You have. Same for me.
What do you want us to do about her? Because we'll kill her 1,000 times if we have to. But if you... I don't know.
You all know Delilah was in the Cerberus Assembly.
You mentioned it.
She has a debt to pay. Just as Lunas does.
Was she anti-lewdness or?
Seems like everyone in the Cerberus Assembly hates each other.
Definitely got that vibe from the woman we met today.
Power will do that to you.
How the fuck are we supposed to sleep tonight?
It's one the same thing.
It sure is gonna be hard.
If you all can agree and feel comfortable, I do want to bring Delilah into this fight.
How does that work?
She owes me her life, just as she took mine. And then after this is done, well, I guess we'll just take it from there. Cross that sun tree branch when we get to it.
You gotta try to... I'm not gonna say not lie, because that's not what it is. You gotta just try to tell the truth when we ask, which is not the same thing. Don't pretend you're okay when you're not. Don't feel like it's nothing when it is. If something's itching, we're not gonna turn on you. We just need to know. We need to know when she's poisoning your head, or trying to.
I'm trying to remember. Try to remember that we're not lying to you. If we tell you she's leading you astray, try to trust us.
I intend to get information from her. We can use what she gives us, or we can't. That'll be up to us, but I promise I will talk to you all about it.
That's good enough for me.
So what do you guys do now? Do you like put your hands in the center and say,
We can.
"That's how"?
We should have like a group.
We could. We actually don't have.
Even all this time you haven't come up with something like no secret
I mean,
handshakes,
it's
no.
really weird that we have.
I mean that was like
Would
a
bottle be
a stereotype. I'll do
It's
it.
really
No,
cheesy.
do it
but-
Well, if you want
Is
to.
that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing with like.
It's people
is that-
do it.
We
but
could
we
do
don't
it
have
for
to
the
do it. We
first,
can do
but
anything we
you,
wanted.
I think you have to choose like what we say. Like, don't they count to?
Ding dong, here we come. It's bells, hells. I'm just spitballing. I'm spitballing. It can be anything.
Ding dong. I understand. Ding
Yeah.
Ding dong is really not...
It could be
Welcome to Hells.
not bad, not bad. With the two finger, we all shoot finger guns at each other.
I have a thing that I...
cool.
But then if you're carrying
I saw a
stuff,
guy
that
with
just
one
looks
of
weird. We all... Yeah. Do I put down the hammer if we do that? Is that how if we're gonna do that? That's weird. I feel like it's just complicated.
Oh, because I ham on a gun.
Oh, we could say like hammer time or something like that.
wow.
Yes, we like it. No.
I feel like I've seen someone do that before.
All right.
We'll workshop it.
We'll workshop it.
But I like
We'll
this
workshop
idea,
it.
though. We'll figure it
Someone
out.
I
think
got
about
one.
it.
I'll go first. Ready? Everybody put your hands in.
Okay, all right, yes.
Here we go. Come on. Chetney needs sleep on 3. 1, 2, 3. Chetney needs sleep. All right.
Pretty good.
All right.
Do that.
As uncomfortable and night's rest as it might have been in the wake of that experience, and I believe sleeping in through a good part of the morning is part of it. But the morning does greet you. As you all
It
Imagine
happened.
Probably shifted my little sheet
There we are.
To give Imogen some space in the night.
I may have quietly.
You're good.
When we wake up, I'm holding Laudna's hand.
Okay.
She didn't hear it, but it happened.
heard it. You're holding my hand. I got distracted because I saw Chetney seize a little and I wanted to make sure. I think it was just the apnea.
What do you roll?
He's fine. But I got
Here you go.
distracted.
What a night!
So, I guess who wants to describe what their order was first?
Oh, shit.
Sure. I used my old dress. I just altered it a little bit so it's like open down the front, and I got some pants like I talked about. So
Pants.
my little legs are covered, but I got long black boots now, and I got a black harness all buckled up, and I have that new robe that I stitched up and changed a little bit, so it's like off the shoulder and like strips on the bottom, so it's all like sheer and flowy and shit.
Cool.
I think that's basically it. Still wearing my circle? Yeah.
Fantastic.
Laudna is pulling out kind of what she made in a fugue state last night. She was kind of out of it. And as you look, she sees she's kind of examining it, almost like it's the first time she's seen it, even though it hasn't. And she's kind of like, just kind of questioning where her inspiration came from. And you see big billowy blouse. She also kind of took a lot of what she had and repurposed it. Nice tight little gloves, and then she has kind of a thin breastplate with chains dangling off of it that go around that kind of resemble a rib cage.
Cool.
Also the black corset, and then has her long skirt, which kind of has a black to purple to a little bit of blue ombre, and then over top of that she has like a cage skirt, all in gold, going over it. And you see her hair is tied up in a bun with a high collar, and she has a little green choker chin.
Das ist das.
You know, just thought I'd mix it up. Look a little bit more like a lady, you know?
What kind of gem is that?
I don't know. I must have gotten it out of the bag.
There were some interesting things in the bag.
Yeah, so just kind of got what we had, you know? Just kind of worked with it.
Is it residuum? Who knows?
There's so many people. She was trying to calm some kind of unrest. I couldn't understand what she was saying. And then there was some kind of enormous white flash. She was just same pose she's in now. And she was in this exact same pose. But the light it encompassed everything. That's all I got.
Is she still alive in there?
Her arms must be so tired.
As this happens, Laudna, and you kind of move back, and your foot catches one of the nearby stones that you thought would hold your weight before it kicks out from under you. And at which point, there's a brief moment where you hold your breath and think maybe nobody saw it. It looks right in your direction as all the creatures begin to skitter in your direction. That's what we're gonna pick up next week. the campaign progresses.
Who knows what will happen to magic, and who knows what will happen to our favorite couple after Swordgate, baby. Drama, mama.
Speaking of like,
Yeah.
thinking about it constantly, you know, like living with those choices and going, oh, man. Yeah.
Why? What was the moment? Was it when you first saw it?
Warlock's gonna warlock, baby.
Listen, baby.
I don't know, it's side to the lady in my head. No, genuinely, like, similarly, none of this was planned.
Yeah.
Quite literally, because Laudna has, like, struggled being around powerful artifacts because she does have this, like, pulling force. And she's able to, like, kind of resist and, even with, like, the shard, when we got that, I was like, keep me away. Like, leave me away from this. And so when Orem just walked in with this sword on his back, I was like you always kind of have to reference back to like the patterns in your like behaviors before, and let them inform your choices. And I already was like uncomfortable. Like the fact that he pulled the sword out and went it and was like, oh, I'm practicing with the sword. I was like, this sword murdered all of us at some point in time, and so it's in very much Laudna for an extended amount of time. So I knew I was gonna be like, ooh, that's an icky reaction, and it's a powerful weapon that he just went like boop into our 10 by 10 square foot room. And so I was just trying to be like, oh, Laudna sees that and gets uncomfortable, and then when you did the like boom boom, I was like, oh fuck, here we go. But I didn't know you were gonna do, like, I didn't know, so I was just kind of trying to like, yes and then once again and like, yeah, and it just kind of keeps going, and it was very genuine. Like, is this sword bad? Like, how bad news is this? Is it, we've already dealt with sentient weapons gods knows how many times, not just in this campaign, but across Critical Role. And then knowing like that it was wielded by a very bad person. So that's how it started, was like, oh, is this an evil sword? And when Delilah was like, yeah, it's so bad.
Of course it's bad.
It's so bad.
Oh my God, it's so bad. You should just.
Yeah, and like and Laudna does have like a good intentions, paved hell, and so that's why I kind of started with like, yeah, she would justify this by being like, I gotta help Orem, gotta get it away from him, but then it just kind of kept spiraling and spiraling.
And she's not seeing it get out of control.
No.
But you're talking about Delilah's influence, like gaslighting and all of that stuff. But I don't know. I'm not as familiar with that relationship as you guys are. Seemed like Laudna was steering the ship for the majority of that confrontation, if I'm being honest. Like, just from an outside perspective, it felt minimally influenced to me. But that's just me. I don't know how you feel about it, but that was my take on it.
I mean, it's a weird line to walk, It's a weird, like, symbiotic relationship, and then trying to ride that line of, like,
They are one, they're becoming one and the same at this point. Like, going up on the roof and seeing, like, the form of dread that you chose, madam, that was straight up Delilah, like, emerging from you, right?
Yeah. Which I, once again, just did that in the moment. I didn't, like, plan. I was just like,
no. It's like, yo, this
I think
this
it would
feels
just
right.
be this, yeah.
And just like you, Matt, like, talking with her to, like, it's the two voices at the same time.
So you're leaning in.
That's a big one. Uh-oh. What does Imogen think of everything going on with Delilah and Laudna? Okay. So, speaking of, like, we didn't know where things were gonna go, right?
Yeah.
Like, didn't know where that conversation on the roof was gonna go.
Nope.
Certainly didn't plan for it to end the way that it did, in this confusing halfway sort of. I don't know. Here's the thing. We talked about the parallels with Liliana.
Yeah.
And seeing somebody that you love and have the most extreme hope for and think that they're going to be there for you. And then seeing Liliana, like, her hopes have gone up and down and up and down and up and down with that relationship. And then finding that connection with Liliana on the moon and realizing right before we were about to head home that, oh, fuck, no, you're in too deep. You know, like, I can't, no matter what I want, I can't trust this relationship. And then to come back and kind of echo that again with everything going on with Delilah. And it's not that I think that Laudna will make the same decisions, but to say, I think you're in too deep, I think she's using you, and for Laudna to continue to say, yeah, but,
Yeah.
you know, it kind of gets to this place that it feels, I don't know, not hopeless, but like you're making your choice then. And I don't want to end this by any means, but if your choice is to say, like, I'm going to choose that over you, you know, it's a hard, and I've been replaying that fucking conversation in my head nonstop since we had it.
It was brutal.
Yeah, and thinking about, like, well, but, like, Imogen still wants to be there. It's not like I want to abandon Laudna. And we did talk about how both of us were going to explore, you know, getting the power that we needed to go to that end game. And now, like, Imogen has this full fucking regret happening because I feel like I abandoned you in that. You know, like, I should have gone farther with Predathos, and then you wouldn't be there by yourself with Delilah. You know, so. It's a horrible feeling.
Yeah, it's Trixie, man.
Yeah. And it's hard seeing somebody that you love not find themselves worth more.
Yeah.
To be able to pull away from it.
Yeah. Well, I think you said, I think after, like, the cooldown, like, in the cooldown after one of those episodes was like, oh, it's like being with an addict.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, correct.
Oh my God.
You know, and even like Laudna, like, I think Laudna is so conflicted because, yeah, she was like, I thought we said we were going to, like, embrace the power. I'm doing that. And then also just feeling conflicted, like, every time Imogen is like, you lied to me. Because it's like, no. And once again, kind of like in an addict's perspective, I think, like, obviously when an addict is like, I'm clean, I'm good, this is it, I'm not falling off the bandwagon that time. They're not lying when they say that. Like, that can be, all things can be true at once, which is like, yes, it is true that you're saying that in that moment, and in that moment it is the truth. But it is also the truth that there will probably be this, like, lifelong struggle for forever. You know, that you're kind of intertwined with. So, and yeah, and in that way, and like, especially like Marisha above the table, where it's like, oh, I wouldn't date me. Like, and not in like a way like in that, it's Trixie, and I want to like choose my words carefully. Like, Laudna is deserving of love just as like anyone else who struggles
100%.
In that way entirely.
And deserving of support.
And deserving of support.
And it's not a direct metaphor. Laudna's not on drugs. You're possessed by an evil demon.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, let's be
there
clear.
Is a wide... It is not a direct metaphor at all.
But I think those kind of creative narrative metaphors that are sometimes thinly veiled, we can still embrace the reality of what's happening in that moment, which is... That's bad business.
It's bad. And it's like, and at what point do you have to like be there. And then I think like I keep thinking back to when it was just the way you said it that I was like, ugh, where I was like, you still love me, right? And like Laudna is doing in that moment where it's like, you know, when you fucked up and you're in a fight
And it's instant.
and you're
Yeah,
like,
of course I still love you.
I love you. Do you still love me? And you were like,
Of course I
will always love you.
Yeah.
And there's the way you said it was like, I'll always love you, which is like, once again, objectively true. But at what point in like what I keep thinking about with Imogen and what I think Laudna wants as well, where it's like at a certain point, like you have to protect yourself too.
Right.
You know, and I want you to protect yourself. And I think that's where like Laudna keeps being like, you know, I care about you enough to say like, yeah, this could be bad news, and
It's
you deserve
fully somebody
so
going,
much.
"Stop,
Yeah, let me
get away. Yeah,
let
I'm
me
gonna
try to
fuck this
protect
up."
you from myself. Yeah.
I wonder if your next question will be apropos to
It
that
might
scenario.
be. It might be. I also love that you're fully having like a, oh fuck, I'm dating my dad moment with Laudna.
Oh no.
Dude. Oh shit. How did I do that? How did I do that? How
Nobody
did I
ever
not
does that
realize
in real life. It never happens. Never.
The traumas, they just keep repeating.
Yeah.
You can break the circle, I believe it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. What did Laudna expect when she returned to the group after Swordgate? How does she feel given the kindness she was given? Yeah, I mean, like, obvious, like, Laudna's tragic flaw is self-worth. It always has been. And you know.
Wait, lack of or
Yeah, like
okay.
lack of struggling with the idea of self-worth. And even like the idea of like, I think she's having a hard time believing when the group keeps being like, Delilah chose you. You were already special. Like, this is not, because in Laudna's head, she's like, it was just coincidence. I happened to die. She was like, I was in the blast radius. I had a little bit of magical essence, and it was fully coincidental. And so it's like trying to battle with like, no, I'm not, nothing about me is special. I was, you know, it's a fluke that any of this happened. Where I was going, well, yes. Why? What did she think? I mean, even like everyone trotting through Delilah's little like mind palace to get Laudna back. She's like, I'm not
trotted through Delilah's mind palace to get Laudna back.
to save me. Yeah. And even after that, I think Laudna had such guilt of like, you guys went through so much. I'm not deserving of that. And like, so now I think so much of that is like coming back again, which is like, I think she walked in there being like, well, I'm going to face the consequences. And if they want me to like go my separate ways, and, you know, obviously I will prostrate myself on the ground and hope that people are still wanting to go through this. But like, yeah, I think it's such a dangerous mix of someone who has like such low, I mean, it's kind of in a way with FCG too, like where you have such like, but his was a different brand where your low self-worth in yourself becomes like dangerous because you're just like that much more of a loose cannon in a way.
So is that the answer for the hope is hope? That is what Laudna wants, is even though she knows her flaws, she wants the hope that she could be all right? I'm not putting words in your mouth, I'm just sort of trying to distill it a little.
Yeah, I think she hopes that, one, she can get through this without losing the only good things in her life, which is obviously all of her friends. And I think she has a very thin hope that like, maybe after all of this, then we can finally address like getting rid of Delilah in a very final way. But yeah, I think at this point it's like, don't hate me when I do bad things.
It's all for you.
I swear it's all for you. Yeah, kind of.
I mean, it is.
It's a means to an end.
Yeah. It's just if you lose yourself along the way or not, you know?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
You also run through all of your questions.
I did. But this one's kind of important because it has a big caveat. How are Imogen and Laudna doing now?
That's the answer.
What did Imogen mean by saying she will miss their cottage? Did they break up? Say psych right now.
Say psych right now.
So
we have had this conversation.
We did.
What just happened?
yeah, we literally can I say this?
Yeah.
That we left and went into the lobby after that moment, and both Laura and I went, did we break up?
Did we break up? Did that just happen without either of us intending for that to be what happened?
Yeah, it feels very rocky right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need to see a smooch at some point, or before I believe the love is back on.
It feels
Yeah.
very like
Just make it. Should we make out right now?
Not right now, not you two.
Sorry.
You're
Sorry, I understand.
Took a turn. It's not the deep dive I intended.
Let's get those views.
Spoken like the true creative director. Of the
Yeah,
channel.
whatever. It'll pop up on TikTok. But yeah, true. It feels very much like we're not broken up, but we are taking a break. It feels kind of like that.
Yeah, it's like I don't want this to end, but did it end?
I don't
You know, like
yeah.
I don't know. It feels. Yeah, it just feels very uncertain.
Very
uncertain.
Yeah.
Like our.
Yeah.
Lay it on us, Matt. What do you got in your cup?
And then even like the next day, you were like, I sleep farther away, and I was like, reached for your hand when I was sleeping, and I was like, it did.
But y'all
Yeah.
keep your hand.
It
We're
felt
holding
cold, but it
hands.
always feels
Yeah,
cold.
it always feels cold.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell.
Ooh, I love it. Do you have one to share? You could share with Laura. That was apropos to the both of you, maybe.
Like the what are we? It was apropos. That was a.
Yeah.
That line about the cottage, man, that's literally Bree and I's dream, and
The
that
cottage line is
hurt.
brutal.
That was
well,
rough.
because early in the campaign, it was like we could run away right now. We could
Yes.
ripcord. We
And
could just get a cottage.
There was a moment where like Laudna was, Imogen was talking about like, oh, my dream is just my happy dream is just being with Laudna and baking in a little cottage.
Yeah.
Oh my
Things
heart.
got complicated.
They did. Didn't they, buddy?
Well, do we want to do one more round, or are we tapped out on questions?
I think we're pretty tapped
A
out.
lot
on
of
So,
For wild magic.
A 4?
Yeah. It's like a D100 table, and
oh, what?
What did I do?
Fun?
Oh no, what did I do?
You stand up. Those red lights around your fingers that like glow begin to brighten, and then curl up, and then gather right in the middle of your chest, and you're like, what? A fireball explodes where you are.
Oh my god!
Dorian is across the way, just wincing, waiting for it to happen to him.
Dorian's like,
Looked at. Make a dexterity saving throw for me. Laudna, make a dexterity saving throw for me. And that creature's just gonna make one as well.
new campaign, something
Don't
never
kill your
change.
girlfriend.
I know. I was saying, is this because we don't have time?
Don't kill your girlfriend. Don't kill your. That's
Is that
cocked?
Natural one for that
that one's
dude.
cocked. That is
15.
I should have taken the cocked.
I'm not gonna say anything.
You're lucky. You're lucky. This is really bad.
How did you get there before she did? That was amazing.
No, I'm under stress.
Normally you live there.
I'm stressed.
Okay. What'd you roll?
13.
13?
No, and it's a lie. 11.
11. 19 points of fire damage to you.
Oh, okay.
15.
15. You're fine on that one. Well, no, it's based on your spell save, so that would beat it, right?
Oh, 19 is my
Yeah.
spell save.
So you
Okay.
also take
Okay.
19 points of fire damage.
Sorry.
That creature over there also takes 90 points of fire damage. It's still standing, but it's hurt. Great. Finishing your go. Laudna, you're up.
Remember they spit
We're back to
acid if
Ashton.
they're too close.
Okay, I'm gonna turn behind Imogen. I'm gonna be like, that was a good idea, even though it hurt a little. And I'm going to do something I haven't done. New toys, new toys. I'm going to do void puppet. So you see,
You wouldn't.
I would. Laudna lets out like a eardrum bursting banshee scream that I am not going to do. And you see like a spirit.
That's it. We did some time.
And broken.
You see a spirit just like pulse from her body and goes screaming through these guys. And it's gonna go right there.
Cool.
As this screaming spirit goes, "Ah!" And then
Which spirit from Laudna's past does it appear as?
what spirit from Laudna's past?
Things you know that have passed, or things that you've killed that have passed.
Whoa!
The spirit always appears as something that you've been connected to its demise.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really
Part
cool.
of the treehouse.
I think for this one, you would see, in its kind of ghostly, ethereal form, a noose around its neck that is like trailing behind it, almost like a tail, and it looks like a blonde, maybe halfling, younger woman that was hung with Laudna on the tree that day.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's your bonus action. That's your bonus action.
So as she screams, and then I am going to take a few steps back, and kind of not knowing that Imogen didn't mean to do this, go boo boo, and also do a fireball right on top of all these guys and try and
As you
just get
step
rid
back,
of
they
them.
do both get attacks of
This is
opportunity.
what I'm doing. I am gaining back my 5th level spell that I used, and then I'm going to use the vial of Laudna's blood to regain those sorcery points.
Okay.
I want to get my fucking. I can come from anywhere and go to anywhere.
You know what that just reminded me of?
What?
When we lost FCG's coin in the tunnels of Drusar. It was strange being here without them.
I wonder if they would have, I don't know, remembered anything.
Felt something.
Yeah.
You know, when we finish this, we have infinite free time. We should go back and find that coin.
We should.
Feels needlessly cruel.
I take up Pate.
Hey, what's the plan? Hey,
Shut up! Why do you have to say things when immediately summoned?
I thought that was what being alive's about.
Yeah, that was a little harsh. Yeah,
Sorry,
it's
I'm
a personality.
sorry.
He just needs to be
All
stealthy.
right,
I think I'm pretty good staying quiet most of the time.
Well, you are. I'm sorry. I'm under so much pressure. I didn't mean to snap at you.
Has Dorian met Pate?
Forgiving.
Yes.
We have friends.
Yes, I think. Yes.
Best of friends.
Yes.
The dragon of...
Oh, sweetie, I adjust it back for him.
Could have used that to our advantage.
I need you to go invisible.
Kate!
Why you gotta yell it? He goes invisible?
I can't. He's his own. He's his own mouse. He's just.
Inside voice. Whisper.
Kate! Check it out. I mean, I'm pretty loud inside too, but like, I'm trying to keep it low. You have to understand, I don't really have vocal cords. It's just wind and bone making this. So I gotta push real hard to make anything
I
work.
can't believe it. This sound is just making me sad. Let him talk.
I know.
You don't
have to-
sad.
You don't have to push as hard.
He's,
You know.
No.
we can also remember me and you can communicate telepathically.
You hear in your head.
Yeah, I know. Do you want to do that instead?
We'll starting now. Yes.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna need you to go into this tunnel. Do a little looky-loo. It's real dark, but you can see. You can see it through darkness.
I got you, no worries.
Let me know what you see.
Cool.
Glides into the shadow.
Yeah.
And in that stillness and darkness, you concentrate to experience what he sees beyond. And we're gonna go to break. Go.
So there's another door across the way that also looks.
No, that's the entirety of this chamber.
All right. I flagged to the others. Looks like this is a storage unit up ahead. On the left, you said that
On the
was?
left side, yeah.
Okay, I tell Pate to come out and keep scouting ahead for us. Just
No
so,
movement on the inside of that thing?
not that he could see, but, you know, he's not the brightest in the bunch.
Okay.
And how far ahead is he and us?
Well, how far ahead of you do you want him to be?
I mean, I'd say at least 120 feet. Let's say 120 feet.
120 feet. Okay, this changes things.
Wow.
Yeah, he can be pretty far ahead.
Okay, so you guys just...
It's on the right. So it's storage first on the left, lab on the right.
can roll an investigation check for Pate if you'd like.
Yeah. Garner?
Guidance.
Do good.
13.
13. Pate gives
No, that was a natural 19. I'm sorry. It was hard to see in the light.
It's very dark in here.
You just add his intelligence modifier.
Yes.
He's so smart.
Oh, I've been adding his wisdom modifier, but they're one separate. So yeah, it's nothing. So
That isn't what catches your attention through Pate, though. What catches your eyes, through his eyes immediately, are the many chains that hang from the ceiling in here. Dangling from the ruined stone above. Black, jagged chains, many ending in wicked-looking hooks. And atop many of these hooks are hanging bodies, just still and aloft, feet, inches, sometimes feet above the ground, different heights.
Ancient bodies.
A dozen bodies that hang in this room.
Dozen. Yeah, Kid Pate, look up.
yeah, he looks up.
They're all just emerging from the stone. They're not affixed to anything, it looks like.
But there's nothing hanging out on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Make another perception check if you'd like.
And real quick while he's
we'll go with the one you sent already. He looks up, he doesn't see anything in the ceiling beyond just like, there are elements of stone that are cracked through, and there's like maybe here and there like a bit of ceiling that has fallen, and you can see like a dark gap, maybe a few inches wide, that maybe proceeds into the 7th floor above. But most of the chains are just emerging from the stone.
I don't like it.
Just emerging from, like they were mounted in there.
Let's get in there.
Well, while he's investigating the bodies, does any of it look familiar from the encampment we saw earlier with the like euphoric, manic smile on any of their faces? Like the murder-suicide that we saw?
I'd say a little over half of them carry a strange final grin across their face.
Dominox.
Dominox. It's in his name. Yes, hey, tell everybody these, about a dozen bodies. They're fleshy, they're plump, and a few have that maniacal, euphoric grin on their faces. So whatever this Dominox is, I'm starting to understand why, Ludinus had to come out here and make it his problem.
You didn't happen to see Ludinus on one of those trains, did you?
None of them look quite luminous.
Campaign over.
Yep. Oh, look at that.
Thanks, Dominox.
Big bad off screen. Sorry, guys. And some that still kind of partially stands. He kind of begins to flutter past the centerpiece and goes like,
Well, I don't really don't know if it's a laboratory, but there's different rooms. It's this way, and this one, and this way.
So you said there's a lot of chains littering the ground as well. What if it's like some sort of like nightmarish possessed Aeorian tech that's like using chains to reach out and grab people?
Maybe that's what it is. Did he say? I zoned out because I was looking at my spell list. Did he say that the chains were leading through a certain set of doors? There was chains leading anywhere?
No, it was just a
But he
spaghetti
meant
room.
like the chains are just kind of appearing. I don't know. Watch the ground. I feel like everyone should watch where we
I
step.
mean, the body that got dragged, whatever got dragged, was a blood trail, right? Does it end in that room? Did it get like yanked up? I think we're
gonna have to go in.
your connection to Pate is lost.
Why
You just got eaten up.
No.
You just got eaten up. It's on us now.
Can we go in now?
You carefully
I'm gonna form
approach
of
at a
dread,
distance. You form of dread.
Yes.
Kind of shifting. Your form of dread resembles at this moment.
It's toned down from what
124?
Imogen saw the other day, but a little morning veil comes over top of me and look a little banshee-esque.
You got it. As you all kind of drift in, you go in and you glance around rapidly where you lost contact, and you see Pate on the ground. Skull, body, just no longer active.
And he had been invisible.
Can I do a double sniff and also activate my training from Hunter's Bane for Fey Fiends or Undead just to rule that out?
Sure. Go ahead and.
Wait, no longer active. Like,
I'm gonna.
The magical force got sucked out of him?
It's no longer present.
15.
15. I mean.
Corner of the room for movement.
I'm gonna cast
threats.
fly on myself.
16.
Would you roll?
Taking a
27. 27, okay.
And taking a cue off of Imogen, I'm gonna also cast spider climb on myself so I can skitter along the walls, and I just tell everybody, these chains were not built here. It's like they were conjured. Watch them.
You look through here and you see.
Does Pate look like, you said he's on the ground, dormant now.
Yeah.
Does he look like he got by a chain?
There's no signs of any puncture, no chain. It's like whatever enchantment held him in place was ended.
I want to get out of this room.
Inside the room, how many different...
Does anybody else want to do this?
What is it? Is it speak with the dead?
It is a charm that allows twice per day the ability to speak with those who have passed. It was given to me by a friend, and to be perfectly honest, it kind of creeps me out, especially in these circumstances.
Yeah.
You can fly up to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll float up in front of it.
Symbol.
Imogen. Button it back in. You're right.
I know you took it off.
No, that shit's back on.
Did you put it back on? All right.
Yeah. I put that back on when we got here.
Someone needs to make sure that it doesn't get in your head.
Should I?
I did that on our first short break.
Yeah.
Should I reach out? Should I reach out to?
What is Dominox attracted to?
Dominox feeds on insecurity.
Oh, God.
We're fucked.
I will go talk to him. It's fine. I got this covered.
I, for one, welcome our new demonic master.